This is Lindsay Says, because somebody has to say it. I never thought I would say that. Hi, besties. If you're listening to this, congratulations. That means you made it to February. My goodness, why did January take so long? Horrible. I'm so happy we're in February, and that little groundhog gave us the wrong answer. I think we need a new tradition. I think Groundhog's Day needs to be eliminated. Like, hey, I can't believe that we still celebrate that. Why is that even on the calendar? Unless somebody gets the day off or the kids get a day off from school, I think we need to squash this holiday because all it does is make me mad. It makes me mad. I don't want to hear what that groundhog has to say. I think this is the day, this is the year that little effer is fired. Okay? Done. Game over. Give the guy a break. Let him retire. We're done with that. Like, let's just listen to weather. Like, let's listen to facts. I don't want to know if he saw his shadow or not. And guess what? If he does see his shadow, I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that even means. I don't know which side, which answer equals to less winter. Does anybody know? When are we going to be done with this tradition? I think it's time. And the same goes for daylight savings time. Why do we do either of those things? It really genuinely makes no sense to me. And I think like some of these old traditions need to be squashed. Who agrees with me? It's just a waste of energy. A waste of energy. I don't think that it deserves to be a full-blown holiday, Groundhog's Day. Maybe that's just me. I don't know if any other state, if you're in the warm states, if you even care about that or not. But recently I tried something new. I typically do some lifting in the basement. And then I do Orange Theory twice a week, which is like a run, row, lift situation. And Orange Theory is like full of people typically that aren't around my age. I'm 35. It's always like older people, and I make friends with them, and there's guys and girls. And sometimes there's situations where like guys are like weird there and they're not. It's old, creepy men. And I'm not going to get into it in case anybody's listening, but I'm like, I need to go to a female facility. I'm still going to do Orange Theory here and there. I'm not going to get scared away, but I want something else. And I heard recently that if you do the same thing all the time, that's what makes your life seem like it flies by. So when we were younger and it felt like a year was like 5 years, it's because we were experiencing new things. So this is just an alert to everyone. Go do something different. Go do something new. Even if it's as little as walking on like your regular walk, going in the opposite direction, like switch things up. So this week I tried solid core. Okay. And I thought that I was decently in shape until I was on this piece of equipment. It's insane what they do. Like my abs have not hurt like this since like conditioning days for volleyball in high school. Insane. So everybody go try solid core if you want some abs for the summer. And try something different. I was kind of intimidated walking into this building because I've been doing the same thing since like COVID or before COVID. So just encouraging everyone to try something new and step out of your comfort zone. It's kind of fun. I like to be a little bit intimidated here and there. If you're watching this on YouTube, I got my hair done on Friday. I'm recording on Saturday this week because I had to get my hair done. My hair takes so long to get done because she really takes her time, and she brightened me up because I need some brightness. Hoping this means that spring comes quicker and the groundhog is incorrect. But, and then we had a date night with a couple of friends and went out for a couple drinks, and man, I cannot hang anymore. If I stay up past 11, I'm like screwed. Exhausted. I don't know if anybody else is like that. I cannot hang. I used to be the person in college and like right after college that didn't want to go to sleep. And now I'm like, get me in bed before 11 or it's not going to be pretty the next day. Like my whole body is sore. And obviously it could be the solid core class I was just talking about, but I don't think so. I'm sure that some of you saw on my social media that I was given a screening from Paris Hilton for her new movie, Infinite Icon. She gave me 50 tickets to bring friends and family. And so my husband took over because I just have a lot going on with the boys and Bravo stuff. And he took over and invited a bunch of people. And he was giving me vibes from when he proposed. Like it was very similar vibes. I'm like, you are up to something. I just knew that he was like too nervous about this evening. And like, I love Paris Hilton. And I think he really likes Paris Hilton, but there's no reason for him to be like so like into who's coming. Like, let me see the tickets. We gotta handle this night. He wanted it to go perfectly. And I'm like, you are up to something. And let's just say I was right. So we brought all of our friends, we had some drinks, we watched the movie. It was very, very Paris. If you love Paris, that movie's for you. If you don't like Paris, you probably wouldn't enjoy. But who doesn't love Paris? But people were asking how I got these tickets, and then I'll get to what happened after the movie. So I posted a post about Mauricio in the People magazine, like that spread, and I was kind of making fun of him. And Paris Hilton liked that video that I made on Instagram, and then like 3 minutes later, Kathy Hilton liked it too. And I was like, this is so like, there's no way that they both liked it randomly within like the same 5 minutes. And then like 3 days later, I got a DM on, I believe it was TikTok. And it was from her account, but it was definitely like her team. And they were just like, hey, Paris loves your content and we do too. Participate in this challenge, like the Infinite Icon Challenge. And you just have to talk about somebody that you think is an icon. So I talked about Paige, and I feel like it was just like, okay, do this and we'll give you the tickets. So that's why I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do this. And I think she's gonna give us free tickets. And she ended up giving them to us after I made that post, and it was really nice. So then we went to the event. Our friends came out. It was a couple of our friends' first nights out. Like my friend just had a baby. It was her first night out, and her husband's. And then our friend was unfortunately sick over the holidays, and he got to come out for the first time. So it was like celebration for everybody. And then after the movie, we went to a nearby bar, just like a regular sports bar. And Torre was acting weird. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just know. I just knew that if I turned around, there were going to be like balloons or something. I don't know why. I just like, he cannot get anything past me. And I turned around and it was 100K balloons, and they were celebrating my hitting 100K on TikTok followers, which was so nice. And my friend Liz was like, my friend Liz and Caitlin, but apparently mostly Liz was pushing Torre to do this and celebrate. And so the three of them did it together, and she bought the balloons and got like this cute TikTok cake made for me. Adorable, like so supportive. And I was like, oh my gosh, you didn't have to do this. And she was like, she was a stay-at-home mom, and she's in fitness. She's a Pilates instructor, a personal trainer at Lifetime Fitness. And we've always talked about how being a stay-at-home mom, you never get celebrated and you don't get like promotions and stuff like that. And she was like, this is your promotion. We need to celebrate you. And I'm like, this is the nicest thing ever. But does anybody else, I feel like it's just me, when somebody does something so nice for me, instead of being like, wow, that's so sweet, I like immediately feel bad. Like I need to do something for them immediately. Like I owe her big time. Not that I just want to do that because I owe her. Like, I just feel like if somebody does something nice for me, I want to immediately do something equally as nice for them. And I don't know if anybody else is the same exact way. It's important to have celebrations for yourself. So yeah, a message to everybody. If you've done something, it's hard to remember to like celebrate yourself, because I feel like when you hit a point, you're just like, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? And it's good to celebrate all of your milestones. But this week was the Grammys, and got to see Justin Bieber. In case you haven't noticed, I'm obsessed with Bravo and Justin Bieber. Like that's the only other thing that I will post on my socials is like something new going on with Justin Bieber. And so I haven't watched the Grammys since the last time Bieber was on, and I thought this performance was amazing. And my husband sent me this video of this husband dressing up in his underwear like Justin Bieber did and pretending to like perform. He's like, after I saw my wife's face during the Grammys performance. But I said on the last episode, there's just an understanding, okay? Like I was obsessed with Bieber far before I met my husband. So you can't just take the Bieber fever out of me, okay? You know? Oh, and I completely forgot to mention, I have to mention this. I don't typically say like, "Oh, this person followed me," but Paris Hilton followed me the other day and I had quite a celebration. And what I did was play her music. So I found the most adorable playlist accidentally. If you go on Spotify and play her song, Nothing in This World, just play that song. This every song after that is the girliest, happiest playlist I have ever listened to. Like Laguna Beach song, Hilary Duff, Legally Blonde songs, like every girly song you could ever think of lines up perfectly. I swear there's like one guy that sang a song in this whole like a whole hour of listening to this. So highly recommend. So this week was just a bunch of celebrations. And I feel like everybody needs to celebrate their little wins and try new things because you never know what's going to happen and who you're going to meet. This week, I've been putting in the work to try and get some iconic interviews for this podcast. And it's a little bit harder than I thought, especially because I'll talk to people here and there on my TikTok account or my Instagram account. But when you start off a podcast and you're just starting off, and I've never had an interview before, I understand why a Bravo celebrity would be iffy about coming on. And so it's gonna take me a minute, but I'm gonna get there. I'm working on a few people and I'm hoping next week that I'll have somebody at least for a short segment. Say less, spill more. There's lots of drama going on right now, and one of the biggest, most dramatic things I think to ever happen in Bravo is that E is hijacking our RHONY women legacy. And at first this was a rumor, but then the legacy women confirmed it, and it's going to be Luann, Ramona, Jill, Kelly, Sonia, and it's going to be called the Golden Life, like the Golden Girls. And at first, I was really excited about it because I miss them on our screens, but I have a sneaky feeling that it's not going to do as well as we thought. I feel like they're very entertaining, but lots of people don't like Ramona. Lots of people don't like Jill. Lots of people don't like Kelly. Sonia can be off her rocker. She's incredible television, but I mean, if you think about when she was in the clubhouse last, she was like wasted and slurring, like hard to keep in line. And everybody, I mean, for the most part, loves Luann, but we also see her on Bravo quite frequently. That I'm not sure how well this show is going to do. And I heard a rumor recently because everybody's wondering, like, why not Dorinda? What are we doing? I have a feeling that she's tied down by Bravo. And I saw a rumor recently that we've heard many times, but I've heard it again recently, that the RHONY reboot is going to have Dorinda in the cast and possibly Carol Radziwill, which would make a lot of sense because Carol was at BravoCon. Because that was kind of out of nowhere, and that would make everything click, and I think she would fit perfectly with the RHONY reboot. But also, I've said it a million times in posts, I'll say it again, I miss Tinsley. And I would be much more excited about this Golden Life on E if Tinsley was a part of it. So I pull Tinsley into the reboot or pull Tinsley into the Golden Life, even though she's not like old enough to be like a golden girl. Unless she is. I feel like we haven't seen her in so long and time is flying. But the show on E is going to be in Palm Beach and be 10 episodes long, which is very short for Real Housewives. But I will be watching. I will be judging. I will be reporting. But I have a sneaky feeling that it's not going to do as well as they hope. And I think this is just E's final grasp on keeping their channel running personally. Valley News, we got to see a preview for the next coming season. There wasn't a whole lot. It was very, very short, but just a little announcement that it's coming soon, and I'm really excited about that. Can't wait. But last week or the week before, I was talking about how Lala made a post with Michelle, Jesse Lally, his ex-wife. And so Lala's full-time this year, and they posted a bunch of pictures together, including like a naked one in the shower of like their butts. And Lala's caption was, I could go Brad, I could go Angelina. And this week, Zach and Jesse posted essentially the same exact thing. And Zach said in his caption, I could go Brad, or I go Brad, he goes Angelina, no queer baiting here, which is very interesting to me. So I don't know if this means that Zach was just highly offended by the post, which makes sense to me, even though I do think that Lala could go Brad and Angelina based on her with Ariana Madix years ago. But I think maybe he just doesn't like Lala. And obviously Jesse doesn't care for Michelle. So I feel like this season's going to be very interesting. And this season, Jesse's girlfriend Lacey is going to be on, and I can't wait for us to get to know her and see her on the screen. In Ultimate Girls Trip news, Vicky was confused about 50 Cent. Okay, if you've seen Atlanta, I'm sure you all have. Cynthia dressed up for her 50th birthday as 50 Cent. 50 Cent, okay? And all of the girls in Atlanta thought she was hot. And that was similar to the Ultimate Girls Trip. The ladies were like all over her, and Cynthia said specifically Heather Gay was all over her, and Cynthia had to tell Heather, like, this is Cynthia in here, and she said, I don't care. And Cynthia was like, I could have totally taken her home, which is very interesting because there have been rumors recently that Heather could have a secret girlfriend. Just rumors, nothing to stand on, but that makes it more interesting to me that could be possible. I do think that could be why Heather is leaning into the Captain Jason stuff so much, if she wants to keep that hush hush. I have no idea though, but Cynthia said she could have taken 10 to 15 women back to her hotel with her. Crazy. Also, there's rumor that Gertie and Julia from The Real Housewives of Miami are cut because they were not in attendance at the Ultimate Girls Trip party, which I would be shocked by Julia because she was like the main, like, huge drama last season. And I don't like her at all, but that's cutting out a huge chunk of drama. And I would be shocked by Gertie because of everything she's gone through. However, I do think she is one of the least entertaining. And I really hated their drama with each other. It was very stressful last season. And Ultimate Girls Trip Orange County news, Tamra and Shannon got kicked out of the finale party because they were arguing and everyone was shook. Wonder what that's about. Maybe they need to pick up cameras for Orange County and get that. Or is it what we've seen a million times, fighting about what they're drinking? Who knows? And we got to see the Real Housewives of Rhode Island trailer this week. It looks so good. I'm really excited for some new blood. I feel like we're going to get some really good content because they're not going to be playing games with each other. They're just trying to make this show happen. And we're not going to get any like where they're like, let me find this, let me dig this up about you and trying to create drama. Like, there is drama. It's just going to flow because it's a brand new show. But there's some business drama, husband drama, mama drama, friendship drama, kicking somebody out of their house. And I saw on social media that the Rory Real Housewives of Rhode Island girlies went to an Ultimate Girls Trip finale party. So that's going to be interesting. I wonder if the ladies were nice to them since they haven't been on television yet, or what that would be like. Larsa on her story posted that she saved an iguana from her pool. I don't know. I just didn't think that would be anything that Larsa would ever do, so I felt like I had to mention that. In Salt Lake City news, Brittany Bateman was on American Idol this week. She went to the tryouts with her niece, and she like went in there and talked to Luke and Lionel Richie and Carrie Underwood and said, do you guys know who I am? and it was crickets, silent, and she's like, "I'm a real housewife," and she sang with her niece, and I saw on social media on the American Idol post, people were like, "Aunt, we don't know who you are. We don't need you, auntie. Like, stop singing." And I found it to be kind of funny because we understand Britney, but the outside world, like America, is not ready for Brittany Bateman. But speaking of Brittany Bateman, word on the street is that she will not be back next season. It's just a rumor, but I would not be shocked based on her ultimatum between her and Meredith. It seems that they picked Meredith because Bronwyn did confirm that her and Meredith will be back next season. In Summer House news, Lindsay posted on her story that her apartment was flooding, and the first person that she called was Luke. And I found that very interesting, and he popped up with a mop and a bucket and was gonna help, and then she called a plumber, and it was like this whole thing. I don't know how New York apartments work, but that sounds stressful as hell, having some sort of flood situation with piping in your apartment. My goodness. But she was saying that she was lucky that she didn't have Gemma that night, that she was sleeping at her dad's, so that's good. But I feel like I ship Lindsay and Luke. Or, like, can you bring Luke back to television? Can we see him on In the City? We're gonna get to see Andrea again. I think we should pull Luke back in the mix. I wanna know what's going on. Amanda recently said that she is open to rekindling with Hannah Berner, but she did not hear from Hannah after the divorce separation announcement, but Amanda was not shocked and said that Hannah has her own stuff going on. But I would love to see them be friends again. I would love to see all of those girls hang out and just take over In the City, to be fully honest with you. And Amanda said there is no shot that she will not be dating Jesse Solomon. She said, "Love you, Jesse, friends forever," but absolutely not, and said that they're scissor sisters. So, like, way friend zoned to the point that he's now a female. Maybe he did go full-blown bedbug and take Paige's place. And at the premiere, there was a premiere party in New York City, and Kyle had a speech and made a message to Amanda, and a lot of people there cried. And this is what he said. He said, "Thanks for joining me on this journey. Through all the ups and downs, you stood by my side, and I'm forever grateful to have shared so many memories. This season is more bitter than sweet for us, but I'm confident we'll both find happiness, whatever that looks like. And yes, I'll still help you with your taxes." They do have, like, a very, like, powerful bond, but I do think that they're just gonna have a really special friendship at this point. Amanda was asked on Watch What Happens Live if there's any chance of them getting back together, and she essentially said, "Never say never," but that probably not. And I just don't see it at all, especially after, like, now knowing that he's going out all the time with DJing and, like, going to, like, parties at colleges, specifically Penn State, and going back to, like, house parties. It's just weird. Like, do your DJ thing. Like, going out in Miami or, like, Vegas or, like, New York City, whatever, is one thing, but going to houses at college, like, dorm rooms, college houses, while your wife is at home wanting you to, like, settle down, it's really gross. But apparently the dogs are, like, separated, each one of them has one, but then they're together when one of them travels, and Amanda said that the dogs seem happy, and if they weren't, that she would take both of them, but it's working for them right now, and she thinks that they need kind of like a separation. But in other Summer House news mixed with some Southern Charm, apparently word on the street is that when Southern Charm was filming their reunion, they ran into all of the Summer House people, and Sally was allegedly all over Kyle. I mean, from Craig to, it's really from Gaston to Joe Bradley to Shep to Craig to Austin, now Kyle. I mean, even the housewives are like, for the most part, like Giselle to Kyle is like, there's a code here. We don't just go for each other's ex-husbands. Really, Sally? Are there not any other men in the world? Just, like, please. I guess, you know what? Go for it, girl. Go for it, is probably what Amanda's thinking. Like, go have fun. Go have fun at all the DJs and hang out with him at the college parties. Ick. But I was thinking, so on Watch What Happens Live, Austin said that he would marry Paige F. Amanda because she's a tomcat, and so essentially kill Sierra, which I did not appreciate that. He didn't say it out loud, but that's that's the position that you're signing her. But I'm wondering if Austin was jealous about Sally going for Kyle, that's why he said F Amanda and called her a tomcat. Just gross. And I had no idea, speaking of Kyle's DJ career, he calls himself like Winter House, Haus, and Summer House, Haus, like whichever season it is. And I guess that's creative on some level, but gosh. In Real Housewives of Miami news, Lisa Hochstein confirms the split without like saying it. She just like posted exactly what Ariana Bierman posted when her and Hudson broke up. It was like she got a paid partnership with this moving company, and that was her announcing that they split. And Lisa Hochstein did the same exact thing, got a paid partnership with a moving company. They packed all her stuff up. She's out of that house. Really sad. I feel so bad for her. But I, at the same time, want to see her thrive on her own. Oh my gosh. A bunch of baddies out there. Amanda and Lisa, they need to take the town together. They would be fun to watch. It'd be fun to watch some sort of spin-off with all of the single housewives. Not just like a love hotel scenario, but just like watching them hang out, party, not necessarily searching for men. In Southern Charm news, Austin said when he was on Watch What Happens Live along with the MFK, the Marry Ever Kill news about Paige, Amanda, and Sierra, he said that he one day would like to have a family and settle down one day, which is the opposite of what he said to his mother this season, saying that he's not sure if he wants kids. And I'm happy for his mom, because she was saying that she thinks that she would have children or grandchildren if her daughter Kyle was still alive, which is very sad. And so I think she's feeling hope with Austin. He just needs to find the right person. But him or her and her daughter, when they were in the audience watching Austin, they just both seemed so exhausted by his dating life. And they were asked about Sally and if his mom liked Sally. And apparently at first she didn't. But now, like, once she met her, she does. And, like, she kind of made a face. And I bet they miss Audrey. Audrey was, like, a big catch. And I just don't think that Sally is somebody bring home to mama type of gal. But who knows? People change. I don't know. I feel like he really wants to date her right now. And I feel like she's the type of girl that once she has somebody, she's no longer interested. And she was only that interested in Craig because he wasn't interested in her. But who knows? And he was asked by an audience member if I guess Vanita said that he doesn't have the balls to end his friendship with Craig. And he said essentially that Vanita's right. In Traders news, I do not give away any spoilers on this podcast, but there's a rumor that there's going to be an all-star season for season 6 with Suri, the season 1 winner, Ari from The Bachelor, Phaedra, Peter from The Bachelor, Parvati, Boston Rob, Bob the Drag Queen, Dylan Efron, Gabby, Lisa Rinna, and Rob from this season. And that would be highly entertaining. But I don't know if it's like too soon to be having some sort of all-stars. I think I'd rather bring in some new people into the mix. But they said on Watch What Happens Live a good idea to do an all Housewives Traders. And I would love to just see an all Bravo Traders, even though it is sometimes fun having them meet people from other worlds. In Real Housewives of Beverly Hills news, Amanda Francis is allegedly pulling a Jax Taylor and has like multiple accounts, like pumping herself up, like made a post saying like how breathtaking she is. And then this one account keeps commenting on it. And people think that the account saying that she's breathtaking is her, and that the account that's commenting saying, I love Amanda Francis is also her. And there's also rumors that she stopped filming early, which I'm wondering if it's like a JT rumor, how he was like, I'm done. I'm not doing any more of my confessionals. And how he was like, I'm not doing the reunion from Summer or Southern Charm. But then he ended up doing it. I feel like she's probably just overwhelmed by our response to her and that maybe she'll end up doing it. And I kind of hope so. Like, I want to see the end. If she's not coming back, I want to see like at least your full first season. You signed up for this. I think she has like no idea what she signed up for. And Teddy was on The Masked Singer. Good for her. Kyle was saying that she was so proud of her and that she can't believe that she was doing this during such a hard time. And Candace Dillard commented, "Aw," but happy for her. I didn't hear what she sounds like singing, but I'm glad that she's up and doing things. In Vanderpump Rules news, Ariana and Tom were set to meet on February 5th to discuss the housing, like be done with the whole lawsuit. I have not heard any updates, but they had to meet face to face, and I will let you guys know if I hear anything. Because the rumor was that if they didn't come to a decision on February 5th, they would have to like begin court February 17th. So hopefully we hear soon if that ended or not. Starting with Karen Huger's sit down with Andy Cohen, the finale for The Real Housewives of Potomac, I was expecting more. I believed Stacey. Stacey said on Watch What Happens Live that she was floored by her honesty. And there were parts where she was very honest, like hearing that she was wearing other inmates' extensions in her braids, being open and honest about her marriage. Like there were parts where like, wow, she's really letting us in. And then there are parts where it's like, she's like, I'm an alcoholic, but I'm not an alcoholic. I'm more into NA than AA. I didn't promise that, but I'm doing that. I'm not one to drink and drive. And yet she has 4 DUIs. And it's just like, when it comes down to it, I watch Bravo and Housewives for entertainment purposes. So I'm going to watch no matter what, whether she comes back or not. But we've seen people come on Housewives like Luann, Leah, who are sober and fight with their sobriety in front of our eyes on television. And I just worry for Karen's sake that she hasn't fully accepted her situation, because who says like that they don't drink and drive when they literally were just in jail for drinking and driving, and that you've done it many times and that your kids were worried about you 20 years ago. So I just worry for her mental health and that like she might struggle in the spotlight. But I want to wait till the end of the reunion to make any sort of final judgment on that, because maybe we'll hear more on her take. Maybe she's going to rethink what she said during that sit down. The crossover, the Below Deck crossover with Salt Lake City, very entertaining seeing how Jason is so nervous having them on board. I think he has a crush on at least one of them, or really wants to impress them, is nervous by them, so intimidated. But I've always said I think that he has a crush on Angie. We didn't know, watching The Other Side, that they lost a crew member before the charter even began, and this was their first charter. They were like saying that the women are delulu, that they thought they were going to be super classy because they were housewives and they're just like men at a bar. Very entertaining, and I can't wait to see what else happens. There's going to be at least one more episode of the crossover, and I can't wait to watch it. And it's really making me enjoy Below Deck again. I took a little bit of a pause, but I think my favorite Below Deck is Captain Jason's. The Summer House premiere, loved it. Loved it, but not having Paige or Lindsay in the first episode is absolutely diabolical. Diabolical. And the fact that they mentioned Paige and Lindsay and nobody has even mentioned that Gabby isn't there anymore. I know that she's boring. Okay, she was on the show for like 3 or 4 years and made 0 print on this show. And boy, did I root for her more than I should have. Like there were parts of her that were so interesting, like her interest in astrology and how she hates cancers and how Danielle and her dated the same guy. Like her family, the idea of how badly they want her to date somebody, like the family dynamic there. There is something interesting to her that she never showed. And that pisses me off that she never showed, but it also makes me sad for her that nobody, I bet somebody listening right now completely forgot about her. Forgets what she even looks like. Forgets who I'm talking about, because they're not even mentioning poor Gabby and that she's gone. Do I think it was the right choice? Yes. But I feel bad that nobody mentioned her. It's like she was just there to be Lindsay's sidekick. which is sad. But I'm really liking the new people. I saw somebody compare them to two girls from White Lotus season 1, and I think that's so funny. They're kind of like that. But when they were packing their stuff into Amanda and Sierra's car, one of them said, "Women in STEM." That's a Giggly Squad line. Are you guys gigglers? Are one of you gigglers? Like, I think that's weird. Maybe I need to make a post about that. I find that strange if they're gigglers joining Summer House, personally. But they seem entertaining. One of the girls cried on the first night, and it's the same one that seems to be making out with Carl in the previews, which I'm excited to see. They seem to get along with everybody pretty well. Like, there's no weird, Lexi Wood awkwardness, even though part of that is Jesse to blame. But speaking of Jesse, he wants to be the new Paige. He wants to replace Paige in the Bedbug crew. And honestly, I feel like he fits in like a weird way. I think it's going to work out. He says that he will bring information and leave with nothing. And that's what every little gossip session needs. So maybe my dog scared the crap out of me. But Amanda is so beyond over Kyle. I wasn't expecting her to be this over him, to the point that, like, why are you even pretending to even, like, why are you even sleeping in the same bed? She hates him. It's over before it's even over. It's over. She's done. She's not in pain about him anymore because she doesn't love him like that anymore. And it's very sad, and it's very clear that it's going to get ugly. It's going to be really interesting to watch, but it's about to get ugly. And I hate how he thinks that he's the victim, about how he wants to like fix things with Amanda and rekindle things. And he's like, she's not interested. Why the hell do you think she's not interested? She has the major ick by you and your career and your lack of interest in her feelings and needs and emotions. Okay, she's obviously like quality time. And he's not giving her quality time. He's doing nothing. He's doing nothing. Pathetic. Honestly, pathetic to watch. I used to root for him, and I think he, like out of all of the Peter Pans, he's like the least because he's successful in some way, but like you've like lost it. Any of like me sticking up for him ever is gone because he hangs out with people at college parties. It's really sick. You have a wife. And even though like Amanda's married and it's like pretty clear that Amanda has a crush on Ben, she's not doing anything wrong. And she's very over Kyle, but she just needs to end it and like get the guts to do it, which she eventually does. And I'm happy for her. But I can't believe they lasted that long. She said right before BravoCon is when they split, which is in the middle of in the city filming. So I think we get to see it. Or at least like right after, and that'll be really interesting because they were saying that they were filming when he was in one of the panels at BravoCon. He said they were just filming like 2 hours before leaving or something like that. So I think we get to see it, but very interesting to see how things are going to play out with that because they have Loverboy together. They have the show together, 2 shows together, Bravo in general. It's going to be interesting when one of them starts to date. And I definitely have a huge gut feeling that Sierra and West are currently together. I made a whole post about that if you want to go see it on TikTok and Instagram. But a lot of things are lining up. And I think that they're like pulling a little trick on us and not letting us in on current times and like letting us figure it out from the show. But I think they're together. I really do. And do I necessarily like, I want it on some level because I'm like a hopeless romantic. Like I want him to like beg for her back and like, oh my gosh. But on some level, I want her to find better also. So just want to, I want Sierra happy, and she seems so much happier this season. I love to see it. Southern Charm. I honestly hated seeing Molly and Sally get along for a brief moment. The way that Sally switched things around and tried to blame Vanita for them not getting along. They weren't getting along before we were talking about Molly's hoo-ha. And Molly was clocking Sally like, I think she only wants to be my friend because she doesn't have any friends right now. And that's exactly what Sally's doing. It's very weird. And Sally, the second that Molly asked Charlie about her date with Craig, Sally's like, by the way, he's been saying that you're going to fall in love with him and that he's going to break your heart. If I were Charlie, I would open up my ears. How did she not hear about the drama between Craig and Paige? I think she's just blinded by his face and his smile and isn't listening to people and isn't listening to like the freaking tabloids. It's not even just your friends saying it. Open your ears. I mean, he definitely said that, and he just said 2 weeks ago to his friends that he's not over Paige and that he would take her back. Maybe he shouldn't be going on dates right now. Maybe he just needs time. But I do think that Sally was saying that to end Charlie and Craig because she's jealous, and I think she forgot about her motive the second that she heard that Austin was single, and she gives me the major ick. Somebody was posting that she's like the worst, like your worst nightmare as a woman. She will go for any guy that she finds remotely attractive. She let Austin know that she was interested before they were even split. It's really sick. Good television, but not somebody that I want to be friends with. And poor Audrey. I really wish we got to see the breakup conversation. I want to hear more from Audrey. Like, I wish that she could be on Watch What Happens Live or something interviewed about the split. I want to interview her. I tried to follow her on Instagram, but she's private. Maybe I'll try and reach out to her and get her on here because I want to know her side. Maybe she had to sign an NDA, but I want to try and get any information that I can. But it would have been very interesting to see Austin in 2 breakups in 1 episode with Audrey and with Craig. But it seems that Austin and Craig got back together, as they always do. I mean, they have a restaurant together, a show together. It's all fake. They hate each other. They just push through for money. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Mauricio wants to be a DJ, and he's going to call himself Momentum. Who wants to go see that? Who wants to go see Mauricio DJ? Maybe Kyle, maybe he can open up for Kyle. I mean, let's go watch the midlife crisis DJ set. Absolutely not. It's really weird because I feel like the most people that go to like DJ sets are people in their 20s. And neither one of them needs to be hanging out with people in their 20s, honestly. But Dorit and Kyle will never get along. They're not on talking terms at the moment. And I think it's because Kyle doesn't have any respect for Kyle, or Kyle doesn't have any respect for Dorit, and you can see it in her eyes. And she is full-blown PK, and she wants to fake her friendship for the television, like kind of like Austin and Craig. She wants to fake her friendship so Dorit thinks that they're really friends, when in reality, she's just Team PK and Team Mauricio, and she's telling Dorit to stop saying stuff because she wants to stick up for Mauricio and PK and look like she's being a good friend to Dorit, when she's never a good friend to Dorit. And I think on some level, I made a post about this. I think Kyle is jealous of how open Dorit is and her new position on the show. She used to not be like so much of a fan favorite, and I think Dorit is becoming a fan favorite because she's so raw lately. Completely different, found her voice. And I think Kyle really hates that and hates that Bose and Rachel, the 2 new people, badass women, became friends 2 seasons in a row, became friends with Dorit. And Kyle has Amanda Francis, the cult member who created a company based on probably what she learned in this cult and is now manifesting for everybody. Yeah, interesting. And I mean, obviously, I love Rachel Zoe. I can't get enough of her being on the show, but I love how raw she is and how she's such a good friend sticking up for Dorit. Nobody else was sticking up for her. And Rachel understands to like a deep level what Dorit is going through. And I think they're going to become besties because of it. And Rachel was feeling for Dorit because Dorit can't be open and honest with her freaking friends about her relationship. And Amanda's freaking Rachel out about being honest on this show, and that's what they're here to do. And that's exactly what Dorit's doing, and that's exactly what Rachel Zoe is doing, and that's exactly what Kyle isn't doing. Kyle hasn't been open and honest in years, if ever. So what are you doing here, shutting down the people that are actually doing their job? But Amanda hates confrontation and conflict. I'm sorry, where do you think you are? What show do you think you're on? I think I like Sutton more this season. And I like Erica more this season. Both of them. I'm loving Erica's style. I don't know why Sutton didn't speak up for Dorit though in that moment, but she seems much more calm. And I don't know if she wants to like impress Rachel Zoe because she's so freaking cool, but or if it's just a coincidence in the timing. But I'm enjoying her more. And Dorit or Erica said on Watch What Happens Live that we are seeing a different Sutton and that we're not just like seeing things. Like she's changed. Sutton Brown. That's Sutton Brown. The Valley Persian style. Super, super interesting. I've never seen anything like this. I need to learn their names. I need to take time to learn their names. I wake up at 7 in the morning to watch this on Fridays. And lately my sons have been waking up with me. I usually have like an hour, but I've been a little bit distracted. So I haven't learned all of their names yet, but there's a couple that the husband lost his wife when they were really young and they were obviously married and they wanted children. And now that he has a new wife and a family, and his wife was like talking to him because Reza brought it up and said, like, are you ever jealous of his wife that passed? And do you think that he still loves her? And it's like this really deep information, like deep topic that I've never really, like I've thought about it before. We've never really seen that on our screen. And they had a very personal conversation on screen. They said, like the husband said, I'm sorry it took so long for us to talk about this. And he said things like, I'm scared of losing you too. Like I get scared and I don't tell you about it. Like very deep conversation. The show was really good. But the wife, so understanding that he goes to see her grave and he's invited her to go with her. I mean, that's got to be so hard to accept being like you are second, but he loves you and things happen that way for a reason. But it would be really hard to accept that like there wasn't a divorce or like you didn't not love her anymore. Something bad just happened. It's really an interesting scenario and real. One of Sky, the girl that I liked in the beginning, she's becoming very problematic with the other women. And Reza like can't stand her because she's kind of stuck up and like wants really nice things. And I guess she isn't like as wealthy as she pretends to be or something. But she put her best friend's like oil, rubbed it on her hands, and then rubbed it on her dogs. And her friend was pissed about it. And I mean, not good. But if you're not watching, it's must watch. It's very interesting.
Ask Torre the Bravoholic.
Oh, I'm so happy for you and your segment. Welcome back to Ask Torre the Bravoholic.
It's good to be back as always.
You seem extra tired today.
Very tired from our children.
They're exhausting. One of them's napping and one of them's having quiet time at the moment. It's Saturday. We usually record on Fridays, but we had a night out last night, so we're a little bit tired. We're not used to staying up until midnight.
Yep. New babysitter. A
Yes.
lot of change going on.
Oh, yeah. So questions this week. What are your thoughts on the Andy and Karen sit down?
It was brutal and ridiculous. And I think Karen should never be on another television show ever. I think she's a very bad person.
But why do you think she should never be on television again in particular?
She does. There was zero accountability for her actions. And, you know, I mean, it was bad. It was one of the worst interviews I've ever seen in my life.
I feel like she was accountable and then like 2 seconds later she wasn't. and then she was like really not accountable, and it was just like really confusing, don't you think?
It was a roller coaster.
And
It
do you think
was.
that Andy was like, what's wrong with you? Or do you think that he was buying it?
No, Andy is much more intelligent than
Karen Huger?
I mean, he's a very smart guy. So
Yeah.
you could tell he was like, wow, I'm interviewing an absolutely crazy human being right now.
Yeah. What did you think about Ray? What do you think about their marriage?
I don't know. I mean, they're just old people, you know?
But she said that he is going to let her go when he knows that she's all there, basically. Did you hear that part?
Let her go from what?
Their marriage.
I hope he should have let her go a long time ago.
Yeah. I think that she was basically announcing their split, is what I was thinking, like the beginning of their split.
Ray should be dating or married to a sweet old lady that, like, you know, knits at home and like loves cooking for her family and like is a normal grandma. Like, why is he married to Karen Huger?
So they're not a match.
No, I have no idea how they're even compatible.
But he did on like 2 seasons ago, he did like really enjoy those mermaids that Karen Huger had in the pool.
I don't recall the mermaids.
He loved the mermaids. How did you like the crossover from the other angle on the boat?
Very good television. We haven't really watched Below Deck in a while, so it kind of sucked us back in.
Yeah. I'm not really the big, I don't think, are you a big Sandy fan? Do you like Sandy?
I don't mind Sandy. I like Captain Jason.
I like Captain Jason and Captain Lee more. Something about Sandy that bothers me. I like the other 2 shows better, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it really depends on the crew. I don't like the boat, like the sailboat one. We didn't get into that one.
Couldn't get into that one. But I think this could get us back into at least Captain Jason's season. But it was interesting from the other angle.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on Mauricio being on yet another show? I was watching The Valley Persian Style. We saw him popping in on Beverly Hills, which like kind of makes sense. But then he was also on The Real Housewives of Potomac.
Wow. He's living his life. He's got connections. He's just.
Do you think he's thirsty?
I don't think he's thirsty. I think Kyle is much thirstier than him. I think he could go out right off into the sunset and live a great life. He has the business he owns. He has a lot of relationships and people he can go out. Kyle was kind of just Kyle. I don't know what Kyle does. What does Kyle do?
She's an actress.
I haven't seen any of her work.
She was the little girl in Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Interesting. Well, she hasn't done much since, I don't think. So
they did like a remake of the
I think she is stuck at home and just losing her mind, trying to figure out who she is. And he's like literally like doing whatever he wants, whenever he wants.
And now he wants to be a DJ. What do you think about that?
Hey, everyone wants to be a DJ nowadays. Why not?
You really think why not to a 50-something-year-old man to be a DJ?
It's probably not the right career path, but I think you should stick to real estate.
Yeah, probably. Really interesting. And the Summer House premiere began. What were your thoughts on the premiere?
Summer House premiere. Yeah, I was locked in. I like the new people. I like the drama already. I think it's going to be, you know, Kyle and Amanda are going to continue to spiral.
Do you like the new Amanda?
Yeah, she's a little livelier. She's still, I think Paige sucked her into the bed more too. So I think it's not just her getting, you know, divorced. It's Paige isn't there.
So you don't miss Paige?
No, I don't.
Oh my gosh.
What does Paige do other than
she yells at Kyle when she needs to?
And that's what Sierra is there for.
But she's not doing it. That she said that she's going to stay out of it, basically.
It's episode 1. We don't know. Based on the previews, there's a lot more to come.
Did you miss Lindsay Hubbard?
No, I could care. Lindsay doesn't need to go to the house.
Really?
What does she do?
I just feel like she's one of the pillars.
I mean, if she just creates drama, I guess she just says whatever's on her mind, which is good television. But I really could care less about Lindsay Hubbard as well.
What did you think about Carl? Do you think he's like found himself?
Yeah, I think Carl's been great.
Do you think he's better because Lindsay's not there?
Probably. It seems like the show's a little better without Lindsay and Paige.
Oh my gosh.
That might be a hot take.
I feel so opposite of that. But I think it's really good right now, though.
I think the new girl is like a little crazy, and she's
which one, the blonde or the brunette?
The blonde the brunette is gonna. She might not ever come back on the show. I think the blonde will stick around.
Huh.
I like the skateboarder, and
KJ.
The Australian guy is really
Ben.
So we're gonna lose him. There's something about him that's gonna really irk everybody. I have a good feeling. I think he thinks he's the coolest guy on earth. Everyone loves his accent, and if he didn't have an accent, I mean, I might say you're a loser.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. But do you think Amanda has a crush on him?
I'm sure Amanda's going to go through a phase where she has crushes on a lot of men.
But do you think she has a crush on Ben?
I mean, I don't know if it's editing or not, but it sure looks like it.
What would you do if I was in a pool with a sheer top on?
I probably wouldn't appreciate your breasts being out.
Would you pull a Kyle?
I don't know what sheer means, but
like somewhat clear.
I think it's a little odd, but I mean, I think Kyle and Amanda have lived kind of a crazy life. I mean, I don't know if that's really our style.
But she also met Ben swimming naked in Italy.
Yeah, so I don't think we ever meet people swimming naked, so it's not really.
Haven't yet, that's for sure. Does Kyle deserve this Amanda treatment?
I mean, yeah, he's kind of buried himself. He kind of shot himself in the foot.
Do you understand why he's confused by her behavior?
No, he's just playing the victim. I mean, again, to take his side, I'm sure there's something she doesn't like. They've never been compatible. TV brought them together. That was it. I mean, they had nothing. I don't think they have much in common. They really don't.
I mean, she's really a different person right now.
She likes doing nothing. He likes doing everything. Not a good start for a relationship.
But he also likes to hang out on college campuses. Like, what do you think about that?
I mean, he's getting paid, I'm assuming, to do these things.
Well, he's getting paid to do the show, but then he goes to houses.
Because he is a child.
Don't you think that's really weird behavior?
He's got a little Peter Pan in him. The guy doesn't want to grow up, obviously.
Yeah. It's really interesting. Do you think that Jesse fits in as a bed bug?
I guess he can chit chat with the women.
Yeah, I think that's his ideal heaven is being in between Sierra and Amanda.
But he also probably wants to hook up with all of them too.
Oh, for sure.
That's his way into that.
He wants his toe sucked by one of them or both. What do you think about my theory on Sierra and West?
I don't like it. It could be true, but I don't like it.
Why?
Because he's kind of a loser.
I know. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, what is she doing?
Well, but I feel like he's better right now. He's a lot better right now.
Yeah, he's better, but he's just. I mean, again, how old is he?
I don't know, honestly.
He's going to turn into a Peter Pan. That guy's not settling down. I mean, he's going to be on. They're all. I mean, the only person that's really not a Peter Pan is probably Carl.
Yeah, now. I think Carl is
Everyone
ready
else
to step
is going
into
to try
adult.
to think they're going to be 25 for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a rude awakening when,
So you want better for Sierra?
Yeah, I said she should date one of the Yankees. Date one of the New York Rangers, New York Islanders, Giants, Jets.
One of them that wants to have a marriage.
Yeah, I could see she's a nurse. She's probably a caring human being that wants to have a family. But you know what? There is something's wrong with her because these guys why would Wes get her? You get Sierra
in Austin.
And then you something's behind the scenes is not right. There's something off with her.
Well, there's something with her parents. Like her mom has gotten married a couple times. She's not close to their stepdad. I think there's something going on there that's affected her.
Well, that or something else, but the guys think they can just toss her around, and
it's really
she doesn't look like a toss-aroundable girl. She
Absolutely
looks
kind
of like a superstar. Like what?
She is.
And so why does she hang out with these guys? That's what
I don't know. I don't know at all. And then final little question.
Not that any lady should be toss-aroundable.
No, but we get what you're saying. That Sierra is the top of the top.
Sure.
Absolutely not. But like I feel like Amanda needed to be shaked for a second to realize who she is. Paige dropped dead weight. Now Sierra needs to be shaked a little bit to realize. But thoughts on Craig and Sally? Did Craig say that about Charlie, that he's afraid that she's going to fall in love with him and that he's going to break her heart?
Did Craig say that?
Yeah. That was like the rumor this episode.
Craig is the biggest BSer on planet Earth. That guy is.
If it's said, he probably said it, and he's lying.
I guarantee. Did Charlie say he said it?
Sally said that he said it, but I don't trust Sally either.
Yeah, I don't know. Why would that's a pretty crazy thing to make up to say out loud.
I know, but I think she wanted to end the relationship between Craig and Charlie. Do you think Charlie should stick around with Craig or move right along?
Move right along, man. What are we doing?
Okay, but they could be a match, but I agree with you. Some people would think that. A lot of people get mad at me for thinking that they're not a match. That she should skedaddle. And then do you think it's ridiculous that Sally immediately was interested in Austin, like didn't even give it a breath, like
no,
immediately after him?
She needs his attention 24/7. She needs something.
Do you think that Austin and Sally are going to end up dating, like legitimately?
No.
Yeah, I think she's just like maybe not dating material.
No.
Like long term.
I don't get the hype about her.
I don't either. At all. Anyways, do you have anything else to say today?
I do not.
I think you want to take a nap is what you want to do.
Was there anything else crazy in Bravo?
Beverly Hills, but I feel like you don't really focus on that.
No. I think it's best that we end Ask the Bravoholic segment right here on a high note, you know?
I think next week we would like you to be more lively and go take a nap.
I think your viewers need to send in more questions for me.
Yeah, only Diane has ever asked you a question. So,
and that's sad.
That's very sad, but thank you, Diane. You asked two.
But you haven't done a very good job of marketing these questions on your social media to people. You kind of just hope people do it.
No, I say it on here. But I guess I could say like, hey, do you have any questions for Torre?
Send them in.
But okay, I guess I'll post that. It's a lot of posting. Okay. Toodle-doo.
I'm going to go watch Super Mario Brothers with my son.
Okay, good. Somebody said, I like Brandon, but I think Bronwyn and Captain Jason would be fantastic. Bronwyn is in a new relationship, has a new boyfriend with model Brandon Good. He's friends with that fashion designer from Project Runway that Bronwyn's friends with. I cannot think of his name right now, but I'm assuming that's how they met. And he was also in a photo shoot with Luann de Lesseps for Playboy. But according to People magazine, they are boyfriend, girlfriend. And I'm so here for it. And would I like to see her with Captain Jason also? Sure. And that would make the other women so mad. So yeah, I would love to see Heather pissed off that Bronwyn is dating Captain Jason. But I think Heather's going to be pissed off enough that Bronwyn is dating like a young, attractive man rather than old man farting Todd, farting all over the place the entire time. Fart, fart, fart. I'm sure her life is a lot less stinkier these days because it looks like she's got a guy that can control himself. And in my comments, another iconic comment, Portia Williams commented on an old post of mine from a few weeks ago, the Salt Lake City reunion where I'm sticking up for Baby Gorgeous, saying she's not the villain this season. And Portia, they're both members of the Ultimate Girls Trip. Portia said, leave Baby Gorgeous alone. So Portia is team Baby Gorgeous. They have buddied up. And it seems like Baby Gorgeous is friends with Kyle Richards too. But Portia and Vicky, not on good terms, according to Portia unfollowing Vicky in the middle of filming. Also very interesting. I forgot to mention earlier. Interesting that Luann is filming or was just filming for Ultimate Girls Trip, and it was announced that she's going to be on E! That is not anymore under the same NBC Universal as Bravo. It's completely different, completely different company. So it's going to be interesting to see where that goes. need to talk about Mauricio. Why? This can't be a coincidence at this point. He coincidentally ran into the Real Housewives of Potomac women when they were filming in Aspen. Okay, he has a place in Aspen. That makes sense. But you accidentally ran into filming. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Somebody reached out. This was a plan. It's entertaining to see him flirt with these women. Okay, this is good television. And he randomly, allegedly, runs into Real Housewives of Beverly Hills filming this season when they're in the middle of discussing him. Okay. I don't believe that both of those things can be true. I think it has to be one of them. Okay. Then, in case you're not watching the Valley Persian style, guess who showed up? Mauricio. Because MJ works at the agency. But she couldn't just be working at the agency. She has to have a filmed meeting with Mauricio. Why are you on 3 Bravo shows? Where are you going to show up next? Are you going to be on Next Gen NYC? Probably, because your daughter's on it. So that's going to be another show that you're popping up on. What show are you going to show up on next? Are you going to be in Miami? It's weird. I don't know how Kyle wouldn't get the ick from that. Then to make further ick, as I mentioned earlier, he wants to be a DJ. He's in DJ lessons right before his daughter Alexia's wedding. And he kind of was joking about playing at her wedding, but I think he's dead ass serious. Being called momentum. And then on top of that, his People magazine photo shoot. He's not just moved on, he wants attention from every angle possible. It's very weird. And he doesn't seem to care about attention from Kyle. He has zero interest. So, yeah. Major ick. Weird. Also, recently, Kyle and Kathy were on Watch What Happens Live with Paris discussing the rumors about Kyle and Mauricio getting back together. And Kathy was like, I think we know who spread those rumors. What if it was Mauricio? Just wanting to be in the tabloids. Seriously, I would not doubt it for a second after all of these moments on television or magazine. He just wants to be in the tabloids at all times. Maybe he really was kissing those girls intentionally in Mykonos or wherever the hell he was, side of the street in LA. He's doing this on purpose because he wants to be in the tabloids. I need to make a post about this. And he had his show on Netflix. Where is he going to show up next? Pretty soon I'm going to see him on Disney Junior. He's going to be on Bluey. At the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Get a life, Mauricio. Somebody asked me, actually a friend texted me and said, do you think that Bronwyn is still living at her house? Well, she really said Todd's house. And I feel like some people aren't aware that Bronwyn doesn't have a prenup. They don't have a prenup. So it's equally her house. Everything is her house. But she was asking me because she's in a relationship, obviously, now with Brandon Good. And it's actually a good question because she's been in New York City so much for Fashion Week and her boyfriend's out there and he's a model. But it's not like he would kick her out. It's equally her house. But I'm wondering, since at one point she was staying at the Salt Lake City house and he was staying at their New York City apartment because he works out there a lot, I'm wondering if they've traded spaces. I would love to know what Todd thinks about all of this. He's probably so pissed. But yeah, I think that she's going to stay where she wants and do whatever the heck she wants. She gave him a lot of passes. She stuffed herself in a shell of herself to try and make it work with that man full of gas. Not good on the inside or the outside, if you ask me. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you guys have any questions for me, any tea, any questions for Torre, I'm not rhyming on purpose. Any questions, any tea, any tips, anyone that you want me to get for an interview, I'm doing my best. I'm gonna find somebody to be my first person. I think it's hard to get a first interview, so I'm gonna figure that out. And hopefully next week we have somebody on here. I'm ready. I wanted to get comfortable in this podcast and see how things were going, and I'm ready to get this thing rolling. So hopefully we get to see somebody on here soon that can give us some inside tea and extra answers. But thank you guys so much for listening. Follow me on TikTok at the Bravoholic, on Instagram at the.Bravoholic, and on both socials, my podcast account is at Lindsay Says Pod. Bye, guys. Hope you have a good week. Okay, I think I've said enough. If you liked what you heard, please rate, review, subscribe, follow, all the things. And that's what Lindsay says.